Welcome to part 2 of my multi-video series on Ghana. This journey all started the moment I walked into a small local business here in my city called Zule Eats. I expected to try something new, but what I didn't expect was the curiosity it sparked in me. I realized that I knew absolutely nothing about the beautiful culture behind the food I was tasting. And in that moment, that spark is what sent me deep into research, deep dive into history, and deep into the stories that brought these dishes to life. So today, we're diving into one of the most iconic cultural creations connected to West Africa, the world of Jollof and the empire that gave it its name. So, let's talk Jollof. Here's where my mind was blown. We all hear about Ghana Jollof versus Nigerian, right? But did you know that this dish actually did not originate in either of those countries? We all know about Jollof Rice, but very few people know the empire, the people, and the leader behind the name. Today, we're stepping into the world of Jollof, or Wolof Empire, a West African civilization whose influence still lives on every single time this famous dish is served. The Jollof Empire, also known as the Wolof Empire, rose to power in the 14th century in the region we now call Senegal. At its height, it ruled over vast territories and major trade routes, stretching from the Atlantic coast deep into the interior of West Africa. At the center of this empire was its leader, the Buur-ba Jolof, the king of Jollof. A powerful figure, the Buur-ba united people, Wolof states under a single political and cultural identity. His court was known for diplomacy, trade, and innovation. Under his leadership, the Jollof Empire became one of the most influential kingdoms in West Africa. The empire lasted for roughly 200 years from the 14th century until the mid-16th century. During this time, it grew into a thriving hub of culture, agriculture, and commerce. It was during this golden era that the earliest ancestor of today's Jollof rice was created. The Wolof people cultivated rice along wetlands and riverbanks, and through trade, they gained access to tomatoes, onions, peppers, and spices. Cooks combined these ingredients into a one-pot dish called benachin, meaning one pot. This dish became a cultural staple, a comfort food, a celebration food, and a symbol of identity for the Wolof people of the Jollof Empire. But by the late 1500s, the empire began to decline. Internal conflicts, trade disruptions, and the rise of a new states caused the Jollof Empire to break apart. As people dispersed, they carried their own traditions with them, including their food. How did Jollof spread across West Africa? As Wolof communities migrated, their dish was spread across West Africa and it started to evolve. Every region added its own personal twist. Senegal kept the original benachin. Nigeria made it look smoky and bold. Ghana crafted a rich, flavorful version that many argue is the best. Sierra Leone, Liberia, Cameroon, each culture created its own interpretation of the dish. But no matter the variation, the name remains a tribute to its birthplace, the Jollof Empire and the Wolof people who first created it. So, the next time you hear the "who makes the best Jollof" debate, remember that it all began centuries ago in an empire whose influence still lives on every time this dish is served. If you're enjoying this series, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more. Part 3 is coming soon. And trust me, the culture only gets deeper from here. Catch you in the next video.